This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
And just in case you missed it, it's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barrero's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
Was your conversation with Kevin Kernan as entertaining as our conversation was on the air after he and I finished?
Yeah, mine are usually pretty fun.
Pretty good, yeah.
Mitch Lawrence, Kevin Kernan, we have good chats. They're two of the few that actually talk to me.
Is that true? A lot of them are bored with you, or they say see you later?
They hang up and that's about it.
He's so much fun, man. Especially when he gets to the mode he was today. I think this was Kernan at his best, just all over the map. Just go a lot of non sequiturs sometimes, a lot of different directions going in.
This was the day that A-Rod had broken up with Madonna.
Yeah.
That was the best.
That was the best, wasn't it?
The best.
Anyway, what do we got?
Have you been following Vikings practice today at all?
Well, from afar, but not closely, no.
We're going to do, I think, what Ron Rosenbaum and you like to call Discovery Radio.
Oh, okay.
For you and the audience.
All right.
You have your phone, would you grab X and go to Alec Lewis's timeline? Alec_Lewis writes for The Athletic.
The rumor is he's joining us next week.
1 week from tomorrow. Yeah, at training camp on August 7th.
Here's the Alec Lewis timeline. Okay,
now scroll down to about 50 minutes ago.
51 minutes ago?
Yes, where it says the Vikings defense.
Yeah,
okay. Yes. And then just from there, read and then scroll up. So read that tweet and then every tweet after that.
The Vikings defense is just on an entirely different level right now. You have Jonathan Grenard and Dallas Turner synced up in their celebrations. You have Andrew Van Ginkel obliterating folks. It's very one-sided.
What's the next one?
I'll say this. It's going to be easy to overreact to the offense. Not doing it. There is no better simulation for J.J. McCarthy than what he's getting right now.
Oh, you missed a couple. A couple aren't showing up in your algorithm.
Yeah, then I don't have the other ones in my algorithm.
Well, you read the different level.
Okay.
In first team reps, J.J. McCarthy has just had very little room to breathe. Pressure coming from seemingly 47 different angles.
Wow.
46 minutes ago, Dwight McGlothern, interception for a third straight practice. Ridiculous ball skills. 29 minutes ago, Sam Howell sailed the ball late over the middle to end practice. Would have been a Dallas Turner sack. Theo Jackson interception. The defense just spent multiple hours celebrating and dominating. Then Seifert got in. He got a retweet from Seifert. That was the 4th interception of the day. One for each QB. Blake Cashman had a chance for the 5th.
Are we getting
Super Bowl homeboy?
Is this our own way of saying we really miss Sam Darnold?
Or Kirk Cousins?
Or is it this defense really is 85 Bears-like, and we just don't know it yet?
I think we know it.
This is the year now where, who do we have yesterday? Grenard?
Yes.
The mad scientist is in perfect synchronicity with more talent than he's ever had before. So you've got the best, cerebral defensive football mind working with players who can do all of the things that he has envisioned that they could do? Or is it, we got an offense that's in distress? I'm just asking.
It's a fair question to answer. Gessling, 30 minutes ago. Vikings' second padded practice was a tour de force for the defense. It ended with Theo Jackson picking off Sam Howell, who became the 4th Vikings QB to be picked off today. Pressure. PBUs.
Does that mean Brosmer was picked off today?
I think all 4 of them, yeah. If you were a QB today, you got picked off.
Okay.
Pressure, PBUs, TFLs, and sacks throughout the day. Vikings defense is charged up today. In the last period alone, Murphy, PBU off a blitz. Murphy, TFL off Jordan Mason. Sack of J.J. McCarthy. McGlothern, pick 6 on Max Brosmer. Kevin Seifert. The Vikings' first-team defense just absolutely destroyed the first-team offense in a full-team drill. At least 2 sacks in 8 plays. Only one of the plays went for positive yardage, a theme of camp.
It's become a feeding frenzy. The Jackals now are all in on it. So
Chum in the water.
even though they say, I don't want to overreact, I'm going to go ahead and overreact, that's how good it's been. You know what happens? I think part of it is you can't help it. You're there. You're watching it. And if it's as one-sided, and I have no reason to doubt the accuracy of these reports, then you go, well, even by early training camp standards, like, well, the way it's supposed to work is maybe the defense is a little better one day and the offense is a little better the next day, or the offense has a stretch where they have like 7 or 8 good plays, and then the defense does. But it sounds like we simply can't make a single offensive play. Now, has KOC, does he speak after this, or has anybody noticed what he said to the team? Because yesterday he seemed animated.
Yeah.
It obviously didn't have much of an impact. If the animation was offense, let's get going, it didn't seem to have any impact today.
I haven't seen any quotes there. I know yesterday when he talked before the practice about Monday's practice, which was also dominated by the defense, he did the old, it was a good day for the head coach because I'm the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. As the quarterback offensive guy,
right, not so good.
Wasn't great. This is the last one from Seifert. Then
Maybe
we can pause.
we need to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands a little quicker. Is that possible?
Defenders are letting the offense know. Dwight McGlothern ran all the way across the field to hand the ball to Justin Jefferson, who was watching from the sideline after an interception.
Vicious.
By the way, the Vikings news of the day was that Christian Darrisaw worked in with the first team in his first drill of camp with Will Fries at right guard. Today was the first day their projected number 1 offensive line was actually out there for some parts today.
So even the parts where they got dominated?
That I don't know.
That's the part we're not sure of.
I can't confirm that. I'm just reading what Seifert tweeted about an hour ago. So anyway, there you go. Defense looks good. Offense not so much.
Do you think KOC might be getting mad at B-Flow? They're saying, come on, calm down a little bit, man. We got to develop a little bit of confidence offensively. Don't throw everything at us yet.
Let's just say we're looking forward to the Patriots coming.
How about
so we can see another defense, or the Houston Texans next week.
Well, that'll be the test, right? Because if their offense moves the ball pretty well, then that might be a red flag that we've got some quarterback issues. And are we gonna rue the day we didn't find a way to get A-Rod here?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking when I was reading those tweets while you were talking to Kernan, I was thinking about Aaron Rodgers. I was thinking, is that how I'm going to tease it? But then I got caught up talking to America's most beloved sports writer, and I didn't even get to do a tease.
218 Gal writes, haven't heard a practice described as such a tour de force since the infamous Jimmy Butler third stringer practice. That's an outstanding callback by 218 Gal. All right, let's extend the top 5 at 5. There's much more to get to, including Twins trade steam. Stay tuned.
Gatorade Zero, the number 1 proven electrolyte blend, made with 0 sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
Just in case you missed it, it's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barrero's top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
I'm sorry for this noise in the background, but Kornheiser and Wilbon are trying to name the most important person in Minnesota sports history.
They are?
And I want to know who that's going to be because they're doing their 50 states in 50 days deal.
Yes.
And they're in Minnesota tonight.
They are.
For the big showdown game at Target Center 4 miles from here.
That's right, yes.
And I don't know. I think Wilbon went with George Mikan.
I figured he was going to do that.
Kornheiser, what's he going to go with? A while. Well, see, this doesn't do us any good for the top 5. And I don't have the words on there where I could just
do closed
captioning. I think.
Who would you say, Dan Barrero?
I think Wilbon is having fun with as a Chicago kid because Mikan is from Chicago. He reminds folks Puckett is from Chicago.
Well, that's where I was going to go.
Yeah.
Puckett's probably got to be there, right?
Yeah, I'm going Bud.
Bud, okay.
Now, again, he did. You could say, well, he didn't win. Puckett won. I don't think it matters to it. I think Bud ascended. I guess I'd have to think about it a little more, but just, quick hit. I think I would still say Bud Grant.
Didn't years ago, before I was on the show, you did a historical Mount Rushmore?
We did
for
try
Minnesota.
that. Yeah, I don't know what we ended up with. I'm sure he was on it, but
yeah, he would have had to.
And I guess you could do two classifications. You could do have to be born here, or that's rendered irrelevant.
Oh. Yeah, I would just say if they played for one of your teams.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you're the one who's all you care about. You're and Sid about where you were born.
Yeah.
So,
and where you went to college.
Yeah. But I can't. You have closed captioning on yours with ESPN?
I don't. I'm actually not even watching them.
Because I'm very curious to see what Kornheiser ends up with. And Wilbon named several, so I don't even know if he actually ended up settling on one because they're still talking about it. It's the longest segment I've seen in PTI history. In any case, more top 5 at 5. What do we have? Trade rumors continue.
Yeah.
Involving your Minnesota Twins.
Well, let's talk about the Carlos Correa one.
Yes.
Because he was in the rumor mill today and actually addressed the rumor mill today. The Twins, by the way, lost 13-1. Was that the final?
Yes.
Cody Clemens actually had to come in and pitch.
Yes,
and gave up a couple of dongs.
I think that's the 12th time we've done that this year.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I'm reading Gleeman's story here now. Twin sources said the Astros have approached the Twins to discuss Correa, who reiterated he's, quote, in full control because of the no-trade clause included in the 6-year deal that he signed with the Twins back in 2023. Even so, Gleeman writes, the Twins believe the Astros are the one team Correa might approve for a trade because he maintains an off-season home in the Houston area, gun belt tight. The two sides have discussed parameters, but people with knowledge of the situation indicated the teams initially were far apart.
Well, that's a fair point and probably shouldn't be forgotten in this because of the juicy nature of this conversation. Part of my excitement was I just assumed it was not even a remote possibility, A, because I didn't get the sense that Correa was interested in going anyplace else, and B, he had the full no trade. So the stories being reported today made me think twice and say, wait a minute. And I'll admit, I am intrigued and attracted to the idea of the Twins getting out from under this contract. And I don't care whether it helps the current owner. I think it might help the next owner because even if that owner is willing to spend more money, this is not a good contract at this point. Even at the discount rate compared to the other deals he had signed where he ended up flunking physicals, he's got 3 more years left in the deal, as you've mentioned a couple of times. And I just don't trust him enough as a player at this point. If Houston's desperate enough because they don't care about the money and they're still going for something and you can get out from under this contract, I would. Again, I won't celebrate it in the larger sense because it's the kind of move when they signed him, you want to think he's going to finish his career here.
Yep.
Because he's that kind of ball player at his best. Unfortunately, he has rarely been at his best here, and this year he has been even worse offensively, especially in the clutch, as Aaron Gleeman pointed out. So if you can do it and have them pay most of the money, that's the other key question, I do it. Now, maybe in the end it's going to be too complicated for that reason about who spends what money, but it is an intriguing wrinkle that had nothing to do with the 3 players that we fully expected were going to be the biggest names here that might well be attractive. And as you say, there's a lot of reports indicating that the Dodgers are sniffing around Duran, correct?
Let's get to it. Bob Nightingale, 3 hours ago, USA Today, says the Twins are expected to trade closer Jhoan Duran by the end of the day. With the Los Angeles Dodgers in strong pursuit, the Twins have also been in heavy discussions with the Phillies, but have not lowered their asking price of prized pitching prospect Andrew Painter.
That's the name that Kernan mentioned.
He did. So
now,
by the end of the day, that means today.
That does.
The day before the deadline.
Jeremy writes, and I don't know if he's tweeting directly somebody from The Athletic. Philly's close to acquiring Duran from the Twins, sources tell The Athletic. So I don't know who at The Athletic wrote that or if he's making that up, but it certainly would follow given what you also had read regarding the Phillies being in the mix.
So only time will tell Davey.
But it certainly seems like that's going to happen.
You mentioned Wilbon and Kornheiser talking Minnesota. Go ahead.
Well, we should mention real quick, who did we just trade? Who was the pitcher we just traded away?
Paddock.
Paddock starts today for the Tigers and goes 6 strong innings. Gave up, I think, 1 run, walked nobody, and the Tigers ran away with an easy victory today. And after the game already, attempting to ingratiate himself with his new team, basically Paddock said, Detroit has everything. We've got nothing, or we had nothing in Minnesota. So in any case, he's very quickly saying that was then, this is now.
Kornheiser and Wilbon are talking Minnesota because this is the day Minnesota is featured all day on ESPN in their Sports Center traveling tour.
Correct.
Remember how bitter I was when we announced our day? Because I go in every state, 50 states, 50 days.
I remember, yes, you were.
Well, who are we playing tonight? The Minnesota Lynx, the New York Liberty.
New York Liberty.
We couldn't have done this a few days ago when we played Chicago.
Showdown game.
It is a showdown game. The first time these two teams have met this season, the last time they played was Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. And this is the first time we're however many games into the season, a bunch, and they're finally meeting. Breanna Stewart, not sure her status. She sat out
That's
Monday's game
question.
against Dallas.
Yes.
Because she's got a leg injury suffered over the weekend in another game. It is an interesting, another thing that they're talking about in the W, Dan, is they are grinding these players at the moment. Like,
it is.
The Lynx played 11 games in 20 days, whatever it was, something crazy. Like, they come out of the All-Star break, they're already playing quick. They're trying to cram in the 44 games as quickly as they possibly can. And I think we're seeing some injuries. I mean, the load management folks probably have a point here because people are getting hurt.
Well, they've tried to do it in the same calendar period that the previous schedule, which was, we increased it to 44. What was it before?
Yes.
Was it 40 or 38? I don't remember what it was.
It was either 40 or 42,
whatever,
but not 38, yeah.
So that's an issue. By the way, it is Kenny Rosenthal, very decorated investigative sports reporter, who is writing that the Phillies are close to acquiring Duran from the Twins. Okay. Sources tell The Athletic. Nothing yet regarding what kind of return.
So the Lynx are number one with a bullet in the WNBA standings, 22-5. The Liberty are now in second place, even though they've lost a couple in a row, 17-8. First pitch, first tap, puck drop, 7 o'clock, Target Center. You can hear it right here on The Fan.
There's some nominations for David Winfield, which is an interesting name.
Yeah, I see why.
And I could see why. But I don't know. Somebody said, well, no, Bud's the perfect name because he, it epitomizes the fact that he was really good, but they never won a title. And that speaks to the personality of the sports fan in this town. So I wasn't thinking of it. I was actually, believe it or not, thinking of it less snarkily than that. I was thinking of it in terms of legendary status, which I think applies for Bud Grant, regardless of winning titles or not. Anything else before we wrap it up?
I think that's good.
That's a very good mixture of good stuff of the extended version of the Top 5 at 5. Lots to get to with Kessler. He is going to be in studio when we come back, and we'll keep an eye on any further developments regarding a Duran trade and who the Twins might receive in return. Stay tuned.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
Pat Kessler. Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
I can't trust Obama. He's an Arab.
Pat Kessler.
Tear down this wall.
I did nothing wrong at the Minneapolis airport.
Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
Pat Kessler.
And now, to help Dan break down all the tough questions in politics, it's our own
Pat Kessler.
Political Wonk.
I feel like a supermodel, except like times 10.
This is Pat Kessler.
Channel 4's
Pat Kessler.
with Dan Barrero on The Fan.
This is Pat Kessler reporting. This is the greatest honor of my life.
God, the insincerity is like dripping off that soundbite. I mean, it's literally oozing.
I'm really honored to be here.
I didn't even tell you, Kessler. I can't tell you about the TV insincerity moment I witnessed at the Nate Bargatze show on Sunday night. Because it was a who's who of TV people.
Well, it
Was
had
it?
to be.
Yeah.
And
Why wasn't I invited?
Are you naming names?
I'm not going to name names.
Okay.
No. But
But you're saying there was a lot of it?
a lot of it, and then there was TV people meeting TV people, and the hugs and just the fakeness.
Nothing is more insincere than
like
that.
when we go to the fair, if I'm invited, I am going to...
Don't count on it.
I know. I'm going to put both hands on both of your shoulders,
Okay.
and I'm going to lean in and kiss
Don't
the
touch
air.
me.
No.
Don't touch me.
Oh, they'll be right.
Oh, okay.
I'll kiss the air
on both sides of your cheek.
Okay.
And I knew everybody involved, and my wife said, "Well, don't you want to say hi?" I said, "No, they're having a moment."
Yeah,
the TV insincerity moment.
God, I wish you'd name
it. It's like I will. It's like the Anchorman scene, when all the news crews come together and they're all rivals.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just said, that's TV right there. Go, those people don't care that they just saw each other.
Can I give you an early piece of advice?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I need advice.
Will you leave Niko Medved alone?
What are you talking about?
Honest to God, the guy. You're all. I mean, he's sending me photos that you're sending to Gaardsy about your glad handing with this poor guy who's trying to just start getting established as a coach here, and he's got to mess with knuckleheads like you.
I cannot believe that you knew this.
Well, I know everything.
Well, it's all right. I'm just going to say it. I did attend. It was invitation only.
Of course, it was.
They wanted me to stay. Invitation only. It's invitation only. Stood on the sidelines, And
so where was this? What was
this?
Invitation
Is at
to
Athletes
what?
Village. This I watched the Gopher practice.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It's illegal to practice right now, isn't it?
It's not. No.
It's not. No, you get 8
Tomorrow's
weeks.
the last day.
Yeah, that's right.
All
You get 8 weeks of summer.
Okay.
And you can break it up however you want. And then, there were a handful of us. There might have been a dozen of us there.
Maybe, no more.
Maybe.
Yeah, very special group.
And
did you have your own name tag, or was that just freak?
Why do I need a name tag?
Because you were someone's +1 again. So I'm wondering if you even get your own name tag.
So I'm just minding my own business, watching the practice, guys going up and down. Man, do they look good. By the way, Niko came over. I did not expect it. You
were minding your own business.
It was I'm totally honored to be part of that. And I got a picture.
Yeah, I know he did.
It was very nice. And then after practice, he came over again. Just to make sure that everything. And here is what it is, Dan.
Okay.
Because you talk about the insincerity that I have.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you about the sincerity of every player on that team, one by one.
How can you tell? They just got in. They just got to town.
One by one.
Oh, okay.
After practice, they walked up to me, looked me in the eye, shook my hands, and
said,
thanked me for coming.
This is Pat Kessler. Is that what they said?
This is Pat Kessler.
Is that what they said?
How did I ever come up with that? This is Pat Kessler.
That is pretty. That's early Kessler.
Well, I was telling Gaardsy.
You're experimenting then.
Well, I actually, all the time. And by the way, thank you, Niko, and the University of Minnesota Gophers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just great. It's going to be a great season. Cannot wait.
Everything to me.
Cannot wait. So I practiced in front of the mirror all, 30, 40 years ago.
Why wouldn't you?
Just what is the best way to do this? And then I would walk around the room. This is Pat Kessler. Pat Kessler. Or Pat Kessler.
The president said unemployment.
Sorry.
Pat Kessler. CBS News.
This is Pat
Paris.
Kessler.
Like that.
You were trying all the different inflections, ideas, up, down,
I'm Pat Kessler. With the downbeat, I'm Pat Kessler.
Yeah.
But then I don't know why I kept saying this, because you don't want to say this is. Like, what do you mean?
This is Pat Kessler reporting.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I feel like you have that and you've speeded it up.
Got it right off
He does doctor some
to
of
make you. I think
I've never doctored anything. The NPR website, the archives.
Mm-hmm. This is Pat Kessler reporting.
God, you're like 4 octaves higher there.
Aren't
you? Well, you were younger.
Well, then when I reached puberty.
Finally is what you did.
Yeah.
Another question, Gopher related. Will you be taking the lid off the jar?
Cap off the jar. Is it cap or lid? Lid off the jar. I'm in. And after seeing practice today or yesterday with the Gopher basketball.
This is Gopher football we're talking about.
I understand. I understand.
Okay.
I'm delusional.
How so?
I am delusional about the Gophers. I'm delusional that I can be a better man. I can be a better guest on this show. I'm gonna be better.
Okay.
I'm delusional. I know I can do this. I looked at the schedule, the Gopher football schedule.
You did?
I don't see a loss. So I don't know. So lid off the jar.
Trade official?
Oh, no.
Do we make the deal?
No.
Ken Rosenthal, Bob Nightingale, Philadelphia Phillies got their man, acquiring Duran for Eduardo Tate and Mick Abel. So there you go.
Who?
I don't know.
So, pitchers, everyday players, do we even know that?
I just read the tweet. I'll do some Googling now.
Do some Googling now. And then we're going to attach a number to the ranking, and we haven't have any idea, yeah.
It's just, well, I mean, a day ago or 2 days ago, I'm thinking, and I actually said this to my gal, we're watching the game, I wouldn't trade any one of these guys.
What are you, Lavelli Neal III?
No, I wouldn't trade any one of them. And when Paddock came out, I thought, I guess, sure.
And
then he goes, today. I mean, what do you throw, like a one-hitter almost,
6 innings, 1 run allowed.
Yeah, come on. And then I said, well, I would never trade Duran. Why would you do that? Or I wouldn't trade anybody on this team. And look at this.
Well, you'd be a bad general manager then.
I'm not a general manager. I'm looking at this. Why are we doing this?
Well, because Correa's got...
Nothing matters.
Well, that might
anymore.
Be. Correa is got 3 more years and is might be finished.
This really ticks me off, though.
So Tate is a catcher.
Okay.
The fourth...
We got another catcher. We got
the best catcher ever last week,
exactly,
didn't we?
in the Paddock deal.
Number 4 prospect in the Phillies system.
Wow, that's pretty high.
That's high. It doesn't mean anything, but it's high.
He's at the high A affiliate right now. I think he's 18. So he's a young one. Was born in 2006.
So nobody's going to help.
Born in 2006.
We're not getting anybody that's going to help us for 5 years. That's what you're saying, right?
How old was Joe Mauer?
How about the other hitter? Or the other player, the other prospect?
He's a pitcher. I'm trying to find more info on him.
Is he a little further along, or is he A-ball too?
He spent some time in the majors, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Not much.
No. But so he at least he's a little more advanced, it appears.
Yes. He was born in 2001.
No, that's okay.
It's crazy.
So he's 24,
They're kids.
24 years old.
They're
that's okay.
just kids.
That might mean he's a little closer to getting there. The idea is you want to get relatively close to getting there, don't you? You don't want just kids who are all A-ball.
I mean, where did I read that? Was it Gleeman who said that the 100 top trades last year, they weren't in the prospect? They weren't.
Well,
here's what Jeff Passan says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
With Duran, the Phillies get a dominant closer with some of the best stuff in baseball. Mick Abel is a big league-ready starter with first-round pedigree. He was a first-round pick 3-4 years ago. And Tate is a catcher in Class A with massive power.
Well, that sounds at least in the ballpark.
And a big arm.
On the pitcher. I'll take the pitcher. I'm with Kernan. Get as much pitching as you can here.
Yeah.
Is what you want to do.
I like that. I like that.
I mean, that's
a starter.
Yeah.
That's great.
Very disappointing.
I mean,
it is.
Well, Duran's good. I mean, it's all disappointing because it's an admission of failure.
They've got the car and they're taking all the parts and they're selling them.
Did you enjoy the game today, Pat? I mean,
did you go?
My gal was at the game today.
Did she stay? It was awful in the ninth inning.
That was record breaking.
Yeah,
I mean, is that a record?
13-1 was the final. They gave up 5 runs, including 2 dongs and a couple of doubles. And
I mean, one after another after another, and our favorite player, Cody.
He ended up pitching. I hate that concept. Did she stay for the whole game, or did she get out of there? I don't blame her if she you're not telling on her if you say.
Dave St. Peter's not listening.
No, he doesn't care.
She loved it. It was just really a beautiful day.
For baseball, yeah. It was actually a nice day today.
I mean, so how many
people... Why didn't you go with her?
This was a work event.
Okay.
So if you're not working remote, this is working remotely, pretty much.
Is that true?
What if you could work remotely from the ballpark?
Well, you can. There's plenty of room to stretch out. You can bring both your monitors.
You can do whatever you want.
Good Wi-Fi.
Spread out, like have 5 seats around.
Yeah, like you're at a coffee shop.
So what is the attendance going to be like for the next couple of months? I mean,
it's going to be grim. It's going to be grim.
I'll keep going.
Keep going. You've been twice this year.
I've been. How many times have you been?
None.
Okay. And you seem proud of it. Yeah, I've been many times, but I don't want to go back because
you've been there twice.
Well, 2,
This is
3.
What you do. You say this about Gopher stuff, and you say you go all the time, and you go like once a year.
I've been
once
there
a season.
3 times.
Let's be honest about something.
In the Champions Club,
you
go ahead.
tend to go to events, away events, and that has less to do with the team you're going to see, and more to do with we'd like to go there. Just be honest. It's a town or a city or an area that you want to go to. It's not that you're Mr. Goldie Gopher. Just saying.
Well, there's a little of that, but you then mix with all of the fans.
Now with Gaardsy, he ignores you.
Well, Gaardsy, it's unbelievable.
I thought you did. I thought you got.
And you know who comes up with to Gaardsy? I mean, I can't even talk to him. The parents of every player.
Every player, they know him.
Every player come up to him and Ryan.
Yeah.
Well,
they're not going to come up to you. You're meaningless.
Yeah, I know. That's they.
But don't take that personally.
No, they arm shiver me out of the way. But yeah, I pick a game every year and we go. Absolutely.
Okay,
it's great.
So.
It's awesome. We like it.
I am very disappointed that you did not include one story on your list that to me feels like it should be right up your alley.
All right.
And in fact, there's been follow-up to it today, the original the original dust-up. Okay? Here's the headline. Senator Cory Booker, Klobuchar clash on Senate floor over policing bills, how to take on Trump. Don't question my integrity, Booker shouted after Senator Amy Klobuchar noted that he had failed to attend a committee meeting on a package of policing bills.
Did you see him?
I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah.
I didn't see it live.
Yeah.
So maybe you can describe it, but I'm fascinated by what I think this story represents on a number of fronts. And I think there's a follow-up to it. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, for those who hadn't seen it, and I didn't see it live either, I just saw the video of Cory Booker, the Democratic senator from New Jersey. And man, he was steamed. He was really upset. I don't think it was fake. He was ripping and he was yelling at Senator Klobuchar.
And Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto.
Yes,
as well. Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
And it's because he's pushing the Democrats to not, I think he would not cooperate in any way with Donald Trump.
This is having to do with the package of public safety bills that passed out of committee during quote-unquote police week.
And so what are you supposed to do, says Klobuchar? Are you supposed to vote against money for public safety? Are you supposed to, because you don't like Trump, to say, no, I'm not going to vote for any of this stuff? That is the question.
That's the question. Although I think part of Booker's point was we got to make sure I don't trust Trump on where this money is actually going to go and how it's going to be used. I think there's a case to be made there. But I think this is, to me, a classic case of what kind of defines Klobuchar. Her point is show up to the committee meeting. Because that's where she works, and that's where I give her credit. She works. She works all along the process. Now, you can, again, love her.
I get it.
But to me, that's what's fascinating about this, is that's what she's saying. Show up. If we're going to do the work, let's not just perform up here with the speech right now. Let's do the work all along the way, which is what she does.
So there's Klobuchar in committee, hand on the plow.
Yes, exactly. Hand on the plow is a good way to put it.
Going right through this. And then she raises this with him. And honest to God, he was really upset. And again, what is the way to go? Is it to go the way of Fetterman, the senator from Pennsylvania who barely shows up for work? Booker, who doesn't want to participate in this? What are the Democrats supposed to do?
It's a fair question.
So what Booker is saying, and he said it in this Democrat on Democratic violence, which is also probably not great for the Democrats. He is saying by doing this, by participating in this process, passing bills out of committee, trying to change them, and then voting for them because it was unanimous. I'm going to quote him here. He says, "This is complicity with an authoritarian leader who is trashing our Constitution. It is time for Democrats to have a backbone." But think of him shouting. And Booker is a big man.
Yes, he is.
Football player, I think?
No, that I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was a former football player. It is time for us to fight. It is time for us to draw the line. And then he draws an imaginary line with his arm. And when it comes to the safety of my state being denied grants, that's why I'm standing here. So Trump is doing all of this stuff. And we all know this. He's going after blue states. He's investigating police departments like in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. He is withholding public safety grants. He's cutting health money to all of the states' education funds. And so do you just participate with that, or do you man the ramparts? I mean, what do you do? Well, that's the question.
Yeah, and I think what Klobuchar and Cortez Masto are saying is, if the legislation is good, you can't cut your nose off to spite your face. That's the question. Now, today, in the effort to kind of, I don't know, spin this or make it up a little bit or make it seem like, hey, we're fine, we love each other. Here's the quote. This was in an interview with the Minnesota Star-Tribune. Senator Klobuchar, I look forward to working with my Republican co-sponsors and Senator Booker on a resolution to this issue. She is now saying, where was the other quote here? She's calling it democracy in action, and that Booker's concern wasn't on the substance of the bipartisan bill, but rather on a separate funding issue. So it sounds like she's trying to paper it over a little bit, which, see, I like it better when I think, you know what I despise? I despise Republicans that can't disagree with one another and Democrats who can't. And because to me, that should be democracy in action, is that even among one party, there you can have disagreements about what the best strategy is, etc. And that's kind of what I appreciate about what she is trying to offer here. So is this legislation going to pass or not?
Yeah, it will. I mean, all the Trump legislation is going to pass. But here's the deal. So Booker wanted to add something to the bill which would protect his public safety grants for his cops,
right,
all the law enforcement in New Jersey, because Donald Trump has made an effort, a deliberate effort. If he doesn't like you, you say something bad about him, they go in there and they claw back whatever money that Congress has passed, and they say, I don't care, take us to court. And so he was trying to put something in there. But the problem is that if you don't show up for committee and make that case, as Klobuchar was saying, and that really embarrassed him, then, you have a right to be there.
Yeah, that's exactly
so it was good theater, and Democrats still have not landed on a way to go after Trump. And they're doing okay with the Epstein stuff, but, they still haven't found a way to stop Trump from doing what he's doing.
Speaking of Epstein, so help me. I don't know that I've followed all of what Trump has said in the last couple of days.
I mean, it's crazy.
Because I think it was on the plane, one of the interviews, because it was kind of noisy, where he basically said, I started getting down on him when he was taking all the young women away from working with me or something. Or is it young people? Was it young women or young people?
Young women.
Was it young women? Almost
Workers,
until he did that, hey, we were fine. But then you're taking my people away, and then I'm done. So update us on where we are with this story, especially as it pertains to, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney is definitely angling here, right? Hey, we'll come in front of Congress. We'll testify our butts off. But we got to have certain agreements in place. And basically, they're obviously bucking for clemency. That's what this is all about from the president. So a couple of legal experts I heard on CNN said, look, there's no way you can agree to any of this because, A, she's a serial liar, and B, you can't make all of the accommodations that she wants in order to get her to testify. And they made it sound like it was the Republicans who wanted to testify, not the Democrats. So where is this?
Well, Donald Trump has changed his story yet again about Epstein. He's still not ordering these files to be released. But he changed his story because he has tried to distance himself from Epstein, although they were besties for many, many years. But then he said his initial comments were that I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he was a creep. Well, that's not true. Trump now says that he kicked him out because he was stealing workers. He says he stole some of them, including women, very young women who worked in the spa. And Ghislaine Maxwell went in and recruited some of them, apparently, and took them in to be groomed for sex trafficking with Epstein. One of them is the woman, Virginia Maxwell, Virginia, I can't remember her name at the moment, but who committed suicide last year.
Yeah, we talked about that
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
It's so sad. And Trump says that was one of them. Well, now it appears that Epstein was on a member of Mar-a-Lago for many years after that. And we don't know what's real because you'd never know with Trump what's real and what's fake. So he's got this news story raising new issues. Did he know that he was taking women out of there for sex trafficking? Meanwhile, his personal lawyer is meeting, which is a highly unusual meeting with the top Justice Department official, Trump's personal lawyer, who meets with Ghislaine Maxwell, who is now trying to angle for what? Is it a pardon? Is it if
what's the difference between clemency and a pardon?
He can commute your sentence.
Okay.
He can say time served.
Right.
He can do almost anything. Unlimited powers. And what are they angling for? Do they want her to say Trump had nothing to do with any of this ever at any time, and then he'll pardon her? And what will that do to the MAGA base? What will that do to the people who counted on President Trump to release all these files, as he said he would, appoints all these people who believe there's a conspiracy with Epstein, with the elites, all of that? It's getting messier and messier.
All right, let's make this the top of the hour break. We're going to get to the latest steam regarding whether the governor is going to run for another term and a couple of other related stories to that. And we'll keep an eye on any other. So no other trade rumors right now other than we have traded, it appears, according to a couple media outlets, we have traded our closer, Duran, going not to the Dodgers, as was reported as likely or probable earlier today, but to Philadelphia Phillies. We get another catcher, but we also get a pitcher that a couple of the ball guys say is close to being major league level. It's not a guy who's A-ball that you're going to have to wait 5 years to figure out on. So that's where that is. We still got Jax to trade if we want to, and we still have Joe Ryan to trade. I don't think we're going to trade him, though. But at this point, all bets are off, and we'll keep an eye on whether there's any more Correa steam. Correct? Because that is not yet done either.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero. Is it in you?
Or Cassie in a minute. All right, we are back. Kessler is indeed back with us. Part of the 50 for 50 thing. You know, it's all about Minnesota, ESPN today. Did you see the pet lynx they brought out, Gaardsy? They brought out a pet lynx.
Did they really?
At Target Center.
Where'd they get that?
A pet lynx. And
yeah, where did they get that?
The commissioner, WNBA commissioner, is there, and she is dressed in an ankle-length skirt that features the Brooklyn Bridge.
She is
no
not.
Idea. Yes.
No, she's
it's
not.
Unbelievable.
The commissioner?
Yes. But she's impartial.
So we're going to have this again?
She's impartial. It's but it's the Brooklyn Bridge. Anyway, Kessler's back with us.
We should have made her one with a stone arch and just sent it to the WNBA office.
Very true.
Can somebody do that for us? Make a stone arch bridge dress that we can send to the WNBA offices?
Well, let's get a picture of the commissioner and put it in,
I'm
AI it on
Photoshop.
her.
Yeah. I'm still disappointed you're not going to be there tonight. It's a showdown game.
All right, well, I'll meet you there.
Of course, I'm not going either, but I'm going to watch.
I'll meet you there.
I'm going to watch.
I'll watch.
You won't watch.
I will watch.
You sure?
Yes.
You promise?
I do.
Okay. I don't know. I just don't know if I trust you on this. But yeah. Watch your hands.
So, yeah, I mean, absolutely I will.
So is the governor of the state of Minnesota, Governor Walz, are you getting any new vibes about whether he's any more or less likely to run for re-election? By the way, didn't I just see the Wisconsin governor after 2 terms said I'm done?
Tony Evers, yes.
So is there anything to learn from that you think that Walz might be inspired by that decision?
I would say not with the Wisconsin decision. That was a really difficult couple of terms for Tony Evers, and he did not accomplish as much. He did a lot, but he did not accomplish as much as Tim Walz did in Minnesota with the Democratic trifecta that he had here. I am beginning to wonder. I'm just questioning why it's taking so long for Governor Walz to make up his mind.
What's the hurry?
It's next year.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So let's say he doesn't run. Let's just say he doesn't run. You got to ramp it up pretty quickly here. Raise the money. Put up an organization. I mean, it's not.
You're the guy who says you don't like the campaigns that go on for 5 years at a time. Maybe it's better this way.
Well, President Trump has been running since 2015.
Well, yeah, I know.
So it's 10 years.
Okay.
And by the way, completely dominated our U.S. political culture. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, by far.
Yeah.
So back in Minnesota, the governor says he will make a decision for running by after the state fair. Maybe we could get him on the show.
I'm not doing politicians
fair.
at the fair. I'll leave that.
What if it's Walz?
Well, if it'd be an announcement, I guess I'd consider it. But I don't. There's not going to be any promise.
I would like to announce my decision.
Yeah, I'm not sure
on your show.
That'd be Good luck to that.
That'd be so great.
We'll keep it to the Lizard King and other things.
Is it possible that if he doesn't run, a certain U.S. attorney
Okay, let's
in the
talk
state
about
of Minnesota
this.
might be running.
So why would Governor Walz not run? He said in an interview just not that long ago, about a month ago, that if he runs, he will win.
Mm-hmm.
He will win. But we're already seeing the ramping up of the opposition to Governor Walz, particularly with the repeated references to news stories, social media, headlines, all of this about fraud in Minnesota. And the acting U.S. attorney here in Minnesota, Joe Thompson, not only says that this is a state that is ripe for fraud, he says fraud under Governor Walz is very well could top $1 billion. $1 billion. So I think this is kind of breaking through. Now, I have no inside knowledge. I have not talked to Governor Walz about this. But I think that could be a factor here. That could be an issue, whether you decide to run or not. He says that he will win if he runs. He's got a hell of a fundraising operation, and I don't doubt it, depending on who the Republicans put up.
If he doesn't run, who runs?
It's a really good question. They have a deep bench. However, there's nobody really prominent right now that would step in there.
How about my guy, Andy Lugar?
I hear through the grapevine that people have talked to Andy Lugar about running for Minnesota governor as a Democrat if Governor Walz doesn't run.
He wouldn't challenge him, obviously, but he would just,
he wouldn't challenge him. And there is no one really that is going to challenge Walz at this moment. But what about Andy Lugar? You and I have talked about this before. For Democrats, he probably checks every box. Public safety.
And for centrists, I think he does too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I was going to say for Democrats, he does, so he could be endorsed and do this. And then if public safety is a big issue, and it will be during this next election, whether Walz runs or not, he also checks that box. Feeding Our Future, the fraud stuff that Andy Lugar did. Finding Jacob Wetterling, for God's sakes, settling that case. Yeah, so Andy Lugar, I still think is a very, very attractive candidate for governor. But the question is, why would you want to do it in this political climate? Why not for the first time in your life if you're Lugar? Make some money for the first time in your life.
Yes, I think that might be the deciding factor.
And that's the thing, and he's highly respected, but I do hear that there are people reaching out to him, and who knows? I
want you to read political tea leaves because you've been around this a long time. The extensive Q&A that Star Tribune just had with Joe Thompson. I'm not and we Gaardsy and I talked about it a lot yesterday. I like a lot of what he said. I think it's stuff that we need to hear in this state. However, I also thought it went a little further than generally we hear from a U.S. attorney. And so in the back of my mind, I'm going, is that a guy who's trying to grease the wheels to making that kind of step? If I'm assuming he's a Democrat, I guess I don't know. But taking that kind of step, how did you process how strong he went?
Couple of things about Joe Thompson. I don't know if he's a Democrat or a Republican. I really don't.
He's one of us. I know that.
He is one of us, and that's a big deal when you're running for something. But that's what I thought when I read this Q&A with Dina Winter, Star Tribune, and I'm thinking, man, what are you running for? Are you running for something? He said things that were very provocative. And I want to say I love this guy. I love anybody like this who is in a high-profile, crime-fighting position in our state, who is accessible to the public and is saying all this stuff and saying, in my view, a lot of the right stuff. We don't have a history in this.
I don't think you liked his shot at media, though.
Well,
you took that personal. And I don't think he meant it for you because you're not really.
I think he did.
You think he did?
I think he did. But there's a history in this state. The U.S. attorneys say nothing. You rarely get it. And Andy Lugar is really the first guy.
He started this.
First guy who was, I'm a real guy. He was. I mean, he's a Vikings fan. All of this.
Former football player. Apparently, he got some great football stories.
And you know that this is a guy who is out there for you, and he's talking, and he's in the public. Joe Thompson is like, he's standing on the corner and sure, come on in. Let's have a cup of coffee. I'll tell you what I'm working on. That kind of stuff. But
that was about the easiest booking we've had in 5 years, getting Joe Thompson on the show.
Yeah. How often?
That's actually
right?
true.
I mean, called the number.
We literally called the office number, and 4 minutes later, he was booked.
Yeah. Joe Thompson here. Who am I talking to? Yeah. I mean, it's like
Kessler goes, really good gig. I said, not really. It was pretty easy.
Yeah, I did. I texted him.
Did.
I texted him while he was on the air, and I thought, man, this guy, because I thought he was really good. And then I texted him. I said, good get. Well, here's the thing. So, really unusual quote, however, that he said, and I know you talked about it a little bit later. He says that this fraud crisis in Minnesota doesn't come out of anywhere. It's widespread failure across nearly every level of leadership. Let's go through them, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Dan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Politicians who turned a blind eye. What does that mean?
Who's he talking about?
Agencies that failed to act. I think we know what that is. Department of Education.
You've reported on one of them. We'll get to that. We're going to run out of time.
Prosecutors and law enforcement who don't push hard enough. I think that's probably. And here's one that just irked me.
Slayed you.
Reporters who ignored the story.
Media, you have a job to do.
Did you ignore it?
What do you mean?
Did you ignore it? Did you not? Were there maybe tea leaves that could have been read, and you said, I don't want to go down that road?
That's the question. I mean, so yeah, we knew about it and decided, we're not going to do it.
Buried it. Does that sound like something you would do?
It'll make walls look bad.
That's it.
So why would we do it?
There it is. Boom.
I mean, that's how I took it. Now, of course, I will tell you, if I may, I've been reporting on fraud in state government for many years.
Well, you know what this tells me?
And I'm raising my voice again.
Well, let me introduce what you were talking about, what you covered a while back, and this is a 2019 reality check you did, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Startling scale of dysfunction in Minnesota's Department of Human Services. You calculated, I hope your math was good.
It is.
At the time, $413 million in stolen funds, careless waste, and stupid mistakes. So basically, what you're telling us is we should have known this has been going on for a while at a significant level, because that's a while ago, $500 million, and we still haven't cleaned it up.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And this is the Department of Human Services, which handles a lot of the people stuff.
Yes.
Department of Education did Feeding Our Future for the school kids who aren't in there. But this is things like overpaying for opioid treatment and overpayments, mistakes that easily could have been caught. The money that went to fraudulent child care centers. And there was $413 million, almost $500 million back then before these. So, if I may gently correct,
push back on the young man,
Attorney General, or the U.S. Attorney, Joe Thompson. It's now 1.5. It's now 1.5 billion in the last 6 years. Love this guy. I really, really do.
But I just don't know to take the art history class.
So we're out of time. It's 6:14.
But I don't know what it means when he says all this.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? What you don't know? What it means?
Well, I mean, is it that we buried the story?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't put that at the top of the list. My guess is, and maybe I'm giving him too much credit, is because I didn't want to be, as a member of the media, too defensive about it. I can understand why. But you were in it, so I get that a little bit. But he's saying, I just want to, I want everybody to share, so I don't want to just point the finger at one thing. That's my guess. That's maybe a guy who's running for office. But what about, where does Dean Phillips, where are we on Dean Phillips? Where are we on Tafoya when it comes to the gubernatorial race?
Well, Dean Phillips says that he is not running for statewide office in 2026.
But might that change if Walz steps aside?
But
he's not going to run as a Democrat, is he? Or would he?
Well, I think he's a Democrat, but he has said that but he's really pissed off at the Democrats. No doubt about it.
Yeah, okay.
So is he an independent now? I mean,
what about
somebody
Limo?
else who's... Well, we don't know. I mean, early on, I think there was some speculation in political circles that Tafoya might be interested, and she'd be a very interesting candidate, I think. So there are people out there. But Governor Walz says you got to run against. Who am I going to run against?
Right.
And based on what I see now, I win, and I'm calling it here. I'm calling the home run shot right here. I win. That's what Walz is saying. Don't compare me to the Almighty. Compare me to the alternative. And that's where we are right now.
It could be an interesting next few months.
It might after the state fair, once we have him on the show for his decision, Governor Walz.
Yeah.
And he'll make his decision.
Good luck.
I just a hunch. I just don't think we're going to be the ones that get them. But that's okay.
I will say it may be fair that politicians turn a blind eye to some of this, as Joe Thompson says. Yeah, that goes right back to Governor Walz.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whether true or not, and I'm not saying he did.
Right.
But
he didn't ever name him.
It was too easy.
So was that deliberate? Or do you think he would have been better off being just going to be? But to me, if he goes hard on that, then it's what are you running for?
Well, yeah, but I think you're right that he just wants to do a broad brush, and like all of us have a responsibility to follow fraud and do all of this. We're all part of it.
We're citizens.
Yeah, we're all citizens of this state.
Because his point,
and we love this state.
Yeah, well, exactly. And in all honesty, well, that sounds sarcastic.
No, we do.
No, you sounded you were smirking while you say it.
No, I'm saying
is that more?
What a great life! What a great state.
All right, we got to go.
That's my deal.
Thank you, Pat Kessler. 5, 6, and 10 o'clock, Channel 4. See him at the State Fair.
What kind of legacy do I leave? I just did the best job.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero. Is it in you?
Show Wrap is presented by American Pressure, commercial grade pressure washer since 1975.
It's the Bumper to Bumper Show Wrap.
Here we go. Big showdown game tonight. Is it packed? I got to assume it's sold out tonight, isn't it? Lynx Liberty showdown game.
Should be a nice buzz.
Huge. Liberty 17-8. We are at 22-5. So they're close enough now where we don't want to mess around with it, right? Now, did we get an update on injuries?
Stewie?
On Stewie?
I don't know if I've seen that.
And Niesman's still not here, so she will not be available tonight. Their acquisition, the player we wanted from Belgium. So I would think it's going to be a raucous crowd tonight. Game on the Fan tonight?
It is.
Even better.
Yep.
It's outstanding. Want to thank Kessler. Want to thank a very animated, committed Kevin Kernan. A lot of good baseball conversation, Twins trade conversation. We had a lot of that today as well. Tomorrow is Thursday. The inbox will be opened. I don't think for now we have anything else, or do we?
Lou Nanny's going to join us tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Luigi said, okay, yeah, he's got some things to talk about hockey related. So we'll get Louie on tomorrow. Good to have him back.
We'll get the Kaprizov panic meter, see where we're at.
Rumors are persisting that we may be very close to a Glenn Mason deal to return to the Bumper to Bumper show. That's all I can say right now. My sources say things are looking very positive for the return of Mason Your Face in 2025.
Are you nuts?
So I'm hearing. I don't know. I mean, it's never done until it's done, but that's what my information is, which will be good for everybody involved, I think, except for me occasionally when he's hammering me. But that's okay. That's worth the price of admission.
He wouldn't have liked when Kernan said, your show's always factual.
He'd say it's always fiction. Mm-hmm. You got to save that, isolate that quote and find it and play it for him first time he's on. Thanks for watching. Thank you indeed for listening, and we will talk to you tomorrow beginning at 3.
Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the great time. We love you, Dan.
Well, go Twins. Thank you for the airtime, and I'll talk to you soon.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero. Is it in you?